Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we got a Cosmic Crucible defense, and we had Pathfinder Gaming and Zero in chat on voice in my ear helping me out with this. So remember, if there's any mistakes, you go blame them, not me. We like to have a little bit of fun here, actually, and I'd like to thank both chat and Zero and Pathfinder for helping me out with this. I'm not capable of understanding the depth of these teams and their ISOs and the combinations and the room bonuses and all this stuff. It gets very complicated. So remember, different teams work differently at different levels of play, whether you're in Masters or you're in Gold or Platinum, something like that. Everything comes out differently. These are our ideas and suggestions. Think critically on where you're going to spend your resources. Do the best to not waste your resources if you're building for Apocalypse or if you're having fun and want to just build a cool team. That's all up to you. Anyway, let's get started on team number 1. This is the Wakandans, the OG Wakandans. It looks like, why would you say that, Zoomie, whose defenses we're going over? I love the name. Why would you say that, Zoomie? Anyway, it looks like they're going to be building the War Dogs. You can tell because Killmonger and M'Baku have hardly any investment relative to the rest of the team. Killmonger as a skirmisher is a terrible choice. We found no reason for that to be. I think Killmonger should be a raider predominantly, maybe a striker if you want the combo off of Okoye, and I don't think it's worth it. I think Killmonger should be a raider. M'Baku as a striker is fine, but M'Baku is a little too squishy. 6 red stars wouldn't kill you to bring him up a little bit. However, if you're going to be using the War Dogs, then I understand you're not investing in those two. You're letting them sit there. I'm curious where Black Panther 1 million is on this roster, if he's just not unlocked yet, or what the story is there. I guess time will tell. The placement, if the power levels were all even, the placement is pretty good here. I would rather see like Okoye and Shuri flipped. However, with the wonky power levels like this, it might be better to put M'Baku next to Shuri, or I should say Shuri next to M'Baku, and get Killmonger further away from that. I don't know. He's not going to last long with the wonky power level here. But what we figured out was the best move is to remove this team from defense and use them for offense, especially if you're using them as the War Dog team with Nakia and Black Panther 1 million BC. That's definitely the way to go. I think replacing this team with something like a simple Uncanny Magic comp would be fine, but I don't like the wonky power levels for this. You're not wasting anything, so I'm not going to dock you for it, but this is not going to stop anything. There's a lot of stuff that can beat this, like Young Avengers. I don't like that ISO on Killmonger anywhere. That's a waste of ISO 8 material. So I'm going to go with a C for this team. It doesn't excite me. I want it on offense. I want it changed up drastically. Team number 2 is the Hero Asgardians. I would like a placement swap with probably Mighty Thor and Heimdall just to break up that 3-piece so you can't soften them up for an Icarus wombo combo kind of thing. Sif as a fortifier is okay. I prefer her as a raider. A lot of people were arguing some of that stuff. We talked about it in other videos, but I'm not going to go over it. I think fortifier is fine. I like her as a raider also. Thor is a raider 100% of the time. I do not like striker on there. The math just doesn't support that. Mighty Thor as a striker is fine. She's also good as a raider. And Valkyrie as a raider is fine. She's also good as a striker. You could go either way with that. It's your choice. Basically, that little placement tweak is all this team needs. I'm going to go A- on it. Not too shabby. Spidermania, Room 3, Age of X bonuses here. Not being taken advantage of the Age of X bonus, but the Spidermania, yes. We don't like Noir. I don't think it's a good investment. Zero and Pathfinder don't think it's a great investment. It's a character that you can kind of skip. It's not necessary for anything. The things that he does for most of the comps that you use this on in Crucible can be done by other tunes. Like you could swap him out with Yo-Yo if you're going for early crits with a Dad Bro comp or something like that. We don't like Green Goblin in here. His defense up on spawn isn't enough. His kit is pretty weak. His character rework wasn't enough. We just don't like him at all. Kingpin in here really messes people up. Specifically as a fortifier, that fortifier, he has some bonuses to his kit with barrier. He gives offense up to his minions if he has barrier on his turn or something like that. So make sure you make him a fortifier. That's the way to go. But let's get rid of Green Goblin. Let's get rid of Noir. I mean, if you build Noir, he's useful here, but you definitely want Noir as a raider for the upfront crit damage is the way to go. This Noir isn't built up enough to do anything. He's not worth putting in here. I think we should take these guys out, put in either new warriors or better yet, the dad bros in their place. And I think you're going to get a lot more mileage with this team. Also, we talked about wanting to draw in a big response to this team, then throw in Dormammu in place of one of these guys. That's going to really help out. So there's some ideas for you on what you could do. Also, Spider-Weaver as a fortifier is not a great idea. We did that when she first came out at low star levels, low investment, to keep her alive so that you could get her to use her ultimate on turn 1. We don't need that anymore. You need her to be a striker. Make those bleeds really hurt with the 20% bonus to damage. So get that changed. A lot of things need to change on this team. I think it's a big waste. I'm going to go with a D+ for this. I don't like what's going on here. Moving up to the Darkhold team, Scarlet Witch in here. Like I said in chat, I think Scarlet Witch is benefited by the Darkhold team. I don't think that the Darkhold team is benefited by Scarlet Witch all that much. I think we should replace her with somebody else. Also, Scarlet Witch should never be a striker. She should be a skirmisher or a raider. Some people like to use her as a healer, but that's a niche thing. Agatha should not be a striker. She just doesn't have that great of a basic. It's better off that she is a skirmisher or a raider. I prefer her as a skirmisher. And then we need a placement change. You want Agatha on the end next to MLF. MLF should probably be a striker at this star level. Payouts coming soon for that last run of her Scourge event. So I'm sure that why would you say that Zoomie is probably going to get her up to 7 stars? It'd be a great idea to make her a striker at that time. Putting her next to Agatha. Agatha will call her for the assist. Right now, Agatha could call Doctor Strange for the assist, and that's not going to do very good. So let's replace Scarlet Witch with something else. Scarlet Witch is really good in a variety of places, prolonging negative effects, like with a new warrior composition on offense, something like that would be fine. And then we need the placement change with Agatha. You could throw in a lot of different things as the 5th. Maybe just an Emma to speed this team up and reduce the amount of counters that can come into it. So there are some ideas for you. As is, this is kind of an atrocious display of ISO 8. I'm giving it a C. Team number 5 is the Unlimited X-Men on defense. This is a powerful team for offense. They are kind of a nuclear option. If you have trouble, you might want to keep them on offense. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over my words really badly today. Skirmisher or striker is fine for Rogue. I use her as a skirmisher in Arena, but striker is great for a variety of places. Probably the predominant ISO choice for Rogue. Raider on everybody else is fine. I do like striker on Firestorm, whatever his name is. I call him Fire Chicken all the time. I like striker on him because he has piercing damage on his counter assist, which really hurts people. I think that's a good way to go, especially with so many vulnerables on the field. You got 2 strikers, 3 people putting out those vulnerables with lots of AoE attacks coming from them. So it's a good build. I think everything's done right here. I don't have any complaints about this team. Maybe some further investment in Phantom X or something, but that's not necessary. I'm going to give you the A for this one. One thing we would like to see is this team moved out of room 5 and put in either room 4 or 6. Now, they have Gamma in room 6, and I like that. So I would like to see this team move to room 4 and the Darkhold team move to room 5. That's about the only thing I can say, but the team's done right. Just hit that slider button. Okay. Tales of Legends, room 6. The reason we like to put Gamma in room 6 is because it speeds up the Red Hulk and it reduces the amount of counters that come into this. There is the Dorm Omega Red Star-Lord counter with Red Guardian. There's some different variations on that. And you can take him in here and get Omega Red to go on a time platform ride and single down Red Hulk and beat it. That's one of the primary counters for this team. There's not a lot of other stuff that works really well against this team, and I've even had that counter fail, but of course I can make any team fail. So what I don't like is the fortifier on Braun. He needs to be a skirmisher. He is a little bit squishy relative because he's only got the 3 stars, but I think skirmisher's probably the way to go. We've got Raider on Red Hulk, that's fine. Skirmisher on She-Hulk. Striker on Green Hulk, yes, that's okay. You could also go Healer on Hulk. You can actually take the entire team to Healer if you want. That's a lot of fun. If you've got the ISOs to spare, I recommend trying it out. I did it, and I've gone into that team. It's really tough. They just don't want to die. So you could give that a try. But so far, I like all the ISOs other than Fortifier on Braun, and the real atrocity here is Striker on Abomination. This is the one character that everybody agrees on. It's got to be Raider. Well, I guess not everybody, because Zoomie doesn't really like Raider on him. So anyway, change Abomination to a Raider. You could leave Brawn as a fortifier for now, but as soon as Brawn gets a little bit bigger, I'd really like to see you switch him over to a skirmisher. I think that's probably the way to go on this team. I'm going to go with a B+ for this. Fix that Abomination. I could jack that score up a lot more. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot. Placement's a mess here. We want to go Hulk, Red Hulk, then She-Hulk in the middle, and then Abomination and Brawn on the other side. You want to have your Red Hulk in between your two tanks. Due to the way he collects charges, it's a long conversation, just trust me, that's the placement you want. Okay, so anyway, B+ for the team, fix the placement, fix that ISO and Abomination for sure. I can give you a better grade next time. All right, if you like what you saw here, hit that like button, subscribe for more daily content coming from me. And remember guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too. I'll catch you next time, bye.